Good evening, everyone. We're back at it again with Uniclear at Low Kick Online 43. We keep jumping the numbers. It's crazy. Again, it's me, Jushichi from Sugoi Factory, alongside.
Go Suda. Hello, everybody.
Yep. And we're going to bring you, as usual, the fantastic Midwest action. It's kind of crazy. This is like basically a Chicago local. We got 18 people, and I'm recognizing so many names from Illinois, or excuse me, Chicagoland rather. So I'm definitely looking forward to it here.
Yeah, Midwest was always like, Midwest region always like fills up the bracket, which is nice. It's just like dedicated players who definitely want to play, and we have a really, I don't want to say really rare, but like I haven't from casting low kick. They haven't entered from what I've known. BloomingLotus, Hilda.
Yep,
right?
Lotus is making his first appearance. We've kind of traded, Hilda for Hilda. I know Untold is usually one of the players that enters here, but I think he had some things that he ended up wanting to do tonight. So we got to switch him out for another Hilda, another fantastic Hilda. Probably the best Hilda in the country. I think it's very...
The most results proven Hilda for sure, yes.
Yeah, you can make some compelling arguments about Lotus being the best Hilda here. Most certainly the most established Hilda in the Midwest. The Midwest is full of Hildas too. We have Liam, Untold, Zach Cat, Lotus. So this region is one that has access to a lot of Hildas if you're willing to play them.
And they all play very differently.
Very much so.
Playing against one of them doesn't always help you versus another one, to be honest. I would know from experience.
Yeah, it's very different. But I think we're about to run right into it. Tugboat has appeared in the chat, and so he's going to ready up. This will be our first set of the night.
Phone on versus... What's on the mirror?
Okay, we got the phone on mirror.
Rare character, people meme about like how a lot of people jump ship on this character in Clear, right? But I think in Clear she's still really good. Like I know Silent's always talking about how like she's still really good.
Yeah, right? I got to play a set with Silent too, so I was impressed. Wow. Dash up start, classic.
Both players are like, are you gonna press a button? Or am I gonna press buttons? But they both play it safe. They don't want to RPS what button they're gonna press bounce start.
So far, it looks like Robert has a bit more experience than Tugboat does. And nice control of the cycle. He has to be very careful.
Oh.
Okay,
first one. The new 6FF. Yeah. Oh no shields by Tugboat, so Bobber will get another cycle. Has to bait CS on wake up. No. Oh,
he didn't bait it, but he wasn't punished. Oh, yeah. Okay, he was a little too high, so that 2A was the punish on the landing.
Oh no, too high. Oh no, counter hit.
Yep. So both players still pretty cautious, I think, at this point. I'm kind of surprised that there's no... Oh, nice 5A punish on the
nice. Nice awareness to know that the 5A will reach, that was good.
Yeah. So Tugboat is in control. He has CS. Okay, blocks the 4B on the other side.
Still has CS.
Needed to survive, but he got clipped by the 4B.
Yep.
In the first round of the Tugboat. Okay.
Oh no! It's an overhead. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, playing a character and getting hit by your own mix-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Timing. Yeah, 2B.
I wonder if they're gonna spin some meter here. This is the extended route. No ascend. Okay, just gonna hold on to it. Yeah, I think in the mirror there are a lot of different circumstances where you can use it. Like that up back fireball is something that can definitely get EX ascend.
Yeah, like definitely like I see Bobber like jumping and doing up back fireball, which is really strong as Phonon generally, but like when the opponent Phonon has CS, I don't think it's very safe to do, to be honest. Especially when they have meter on deck.
Yeah, and Tugboat basically gave away a CS, but he was willing to take the confirm CS. Up back, got thrown back into the corner. Okay, what's Bobbert gonna do? 6-6, I think B, and then got overheaded again. Yeah. So you can't crouch that on the super flash.
Yeah, you have to stand. It is an overhead. It's one of those low overheads, or it looks like a mid, but it's an overhead for some reason.
Looks like Bobbert finally got the 4B, and he got it again! Okay.
Yeah, he got the jump over 4B, which normally Phonons do to crush like an anti-air OS, or like a button OS, which is very susceptible to getting shielded. So if you stand shielded, the Phonon who went for the jump over 4B will just like straight up die.
Another lack of meter. Any particular frame trap could have gotten caught by Bobbert, but he felt comfortable enough even with his CS backing to run through it. So game 1 goes to Bobbert, and let's see what sort of adjustment is going to be made. I think honestly the first Phonon player that decides to use CS to steal a turn back will probably have the most success in this matchup.
Yeah.
They seem really about even as far as skill goes.
A lot of the mind game is like when the opponent Phonon has CS, is like, oh, you gotta fuzzy that 6FF into A-Power. But when the opponent, like Phonon, especially in the mirror, like has Warple on 100 meter, it's about like baiting the CS, right? Like you can bait CS safely from a range and like get them to bait it. And then
yes, but there was no ascend there. He just wanted to disengage. Yeah, same sort of situation for Tugboat.
Yeah, I feel like Bobbert is doing up back Fireball a lot, and Tugboat can maybe get some more mileage by just doing like B Geyser and neutral to maybe catch Bobbert trying to jump like at a very particular spacing, because Bobbert does it at a very specific spacing.
When they have a lot of space in neutral.
Neutral. Oh, B Geyser.
Yeah, and with Tugboat, you know, having CS, I think pretty often the B Geyser CS allows him to set up and check that airspace. Yeah, that same sort of assault possibly could have gotten clipped by another B Geyser. So let's see if Bobbert is going to disengage. No, force function this time.
I like the earlier pressure by Tugboat doing one button pokes into repeat to bait green shield, so they can maintain the cycle lead. Tugboat, yeah, nice reversal.
So we finally got it in game 2, right?
Tugboat is showing good like awareness of like Warple, which is like good. That's like to see from Phonon, because Phonon players generally bleed grid a lot. So like Warple control is like very important to as that's not gonna kill.
Oh, got him the cycle. CS. Yeah, CS on my wake up, I'm definitely mashing. Oh no, Tugboat. I think perhaps tried to like stand and confirm, but held down back at the last second.
Yeah.
And Bobbert is going to take that set. We're going to have to ask Tugboat to get out of here. Yep.
Great game.
Yeah, great game. Buenos game, even.
Rare mirror.
Bobbert is going to run into perhaps an unfortunate matchup. I know the Phonon players are not particularly happy about having to fight Hilda, kind of persisting from the previous version. I know like Silent and Senna and some of the other ones have expressed kind of uncomfortable feelings about that. So I wonder how Bobbert is going to approach that.
A lot of characters who generally are used to being the neutral dominator via range generally feel uncomfortable versus Hilda, because she probably is the best neutral dominator for range to frame data ratio. Like her buttons probably come out the best to cover X amount of range and that speed, basically. So yeah, a lot of like Phonons, Yuzus, Batistas, you know, like all these like other like, you know, conventional zoners, or even like characters who poke from really far, yeah, have a really hard time versus Hilda generally. And getting hit by Hilda can, you know, it's sometimes Hilda rounds happen where if you know, they get your tech right, then they get potential 50-50s and stuff. So it can feel very hard to press something. But yeah. But now we have Shining Spear Aurier, right? Versus Cal Defense Trader.
Yep, that should be Yuzuri, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
so
don't let the Aka icon fool you. It is a user.
Yeah. Cal, I remember he was like one of our first members that kind of joined. I know he was very new. I think he's a part of like the Sajam group that also plays Uniclear.
Yeah,
I saw him. We comment. Yeah, I watched you commentate their net play tournament. So I'm sure he's come a long way.
They play in the WAS, the Mash Fest, the other beginner intermediate tournament. This person, Kyle, is definitely like on the grind. But more about the matchup. This matchup is very even.
Yeah.
It's very even.
That interaction that anti-air 2C. The interaction we just saw at the start of the game where Shining Spear was trying to thrust through the recovery. Yeah, catching Yuzu out of startup or catching recovery of Batos is a avenue of success for Aurier. Okay.
Yeah, the biggest like wake up, like, you know, realization as a user when you play this matchup, especially because I've played it versus like very strong warriors like Frozen Core, right? Is that you have to be very respectful of thrust. Like, it is very important that, you know, the user player understands like thrust is always a factor, right? But yeah, I would say it's fairly even, but I would say grounded Yuzu is generally better to play than aerial Yuzu, contrary to popular belief in the mirror.
Here, you can spend another... No, it doesn't even have to. Yeah, I've played this side from the Aurier perspective, and I think it's sometimes kind of easy to catch Yuzu landing from jumps and things like that. Yeah, the walk speed there is extremely important, and that's the second time we've seen the second hit of 2C anti-air. That's amazing.
So, the biggest thing I notice right now on Cal, like whenever he wants to like challenge, is he's pressing 2C a lot. While using 2C is a pretty good button, like Aurier is very good at like going to the air and falling with her amazing button called Jump E, or any of her Persona moves. I mean her Jump C, right? So,
and the jump Persona will kind of stall her hitbox, which helps aid her against that style of anti-air.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
good conversion from subs here.
I would like to see Cal use more like, you know, jump back JB buffered into 6C, or like just like 5C, or with he's dead.
Yeah, definitely dead. And that was a good adjustment because Cal, after the throw tech, was like, okay, well, I don't really want to press something. I want to see just in case. Like, maybe I can get him to block this 4B. But the low hitting 2B actually counter hit, and that was the difference in the round. A very good pickup from Shining Spear. I know I've played him a little bit recently. He's impressed me a lot as well. He's another one of our kind of like newer low kick players that are newer Midwest players who've really embraced playing at low kick. It's really nice to see. So Kao is going to have to be careful of thrust, but he caught it with the falling Bato. CS on wake up. No! Good throw. So this next cycle will go to Kao.
Yeah, so the biggest thing in the matchup for sure is also like I noticed that Cal does like really long strings, and like Shining Spear is getting like shields off it. In this matchup, it's like really important. Should be dead. Yeah.
Why he didn't CS that one? Maybe he thought the damage wasn't going to be good enough.
Sometimes you just forget. Sometimes you're not confident that you're going to input the special outside of CS window. But CS is really important to deny from Aurier because generally. Thrust without meter or resources doesn't lead to much unless it's increased thrust, B-thrust. But if you give them CS, it can be very difficult. And yeah, nice adjustment by Sonic Spear as well, using 3C and pressure to crush lows. Aurier 3C is very good for crushing lows.
Choice from Kao has generally been to poke out with long lows. Yeah, got caught this time. We also did see... Okay, what is he going to do with the CS? He doesn't need to do it to teleport 6C. We've also seen that... There we go. Oh. So he has to be very careful.
Very careful, one thrust.
Wow! What an amazing 2B to call out the thrust.
Yeah. User 2B is very active. It's active for 6 frames, 9 frame startup. So it's incredible. He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, User 2B actually can do that because it's just so active. It might not look active, but User 2B is active for 6 frames. I call it the Aussie Slayer, by the way. It just kills Aussie all the time.
Yeah, it's out there, and Aussie sees it, runs into it, gets scared, and disappears. But we got a Game 3 situation. So, one of the things that I think we actually haven't seen much in this matchup so far is Shining Spear utilizing thrust. I think Kao's positioning has been really good, yep, just like that, to check him on that sort of entry. So what Shining Spear is going to have to do is play a little bit more like further back, or I think Shining Spear is going to have to utilize his jump arc a little bit more. Nice anti-air.
Jump arc can be very difficult to anti-air for sure. For Yuzu, while 5C is very good, it's just you know the whole meme about like you just try to anti-air Aurier. It's not really a meme. She's really difficult to anti-air actually.
Aurier is difficult.
Yeah. So yeah, Shiny Spear, you know, I tell a lot of people, you know, when they used to play my Yuzu, like just jump at her. I'm not even kidding.
You
Like,
have to. You actually have to.
Please jump at Yuzu. Like, you must jump at this character or assault this character at like mid Bisaki range, or else like Yuzu never has to worry about pressing preemptive 5C or preemptive 236A to check the air approach.
Yeah, this sort of situation right here is one where you can start sizing up some jumps.
Yeah.
Or you can walk back. Okay, that was good. The whiff got really dangerous. I thought Shining Sphere was maybe going to shield. Okay.
Oh,
got the throw.
Secure the cycle, no shield on it. Oh.
Was that force
function? Yeah, that was. I think Cal thought he had 100 meter for Veil off, but I had 60 something and first reversal force function and got thrown.
So Shining Sphere has a lot of resources here. He can make it. Oh my god! Could have made it really awkward, but spent the meter right there.
Yeah.
Where's the jump? No!
Yeah,
you have to jump here.
Yeah, jumping is very important, but getting Whirlpool is good too. Yeah, another strategy you can do to pressure Yuzus is you just actually sit outside of their Bisaki range and you just hold concentrate. And then they have to come to you, actually. Yuzu does not want to give you Whirlpool.
Yeah, Shining Sphere tried to do the Micro Dash 5B to pick it up near corner. Oh no, reset falling JA.
Safe jump, reset falling JA.
Okay, are you gonna spin speed it?
One hit will do it. He's got all
have to shield this maybe, Shining Spear? Late shield. And this should
be death.
Assuming
the combo is there. 2360. No.
Okay, he's gonna live by about 3%. Yeah. Maybe Veil off. Yeah. Baited it, but I don't know if. I don't know if. Yeah, do not cross. Okay, set up. The JC air to air potentially was a good idea. He needed something I think a little faster there. That's like one of the rare cases where I think you can use jump B to clip Yuzu jumping. Because like right there she absolutely is either going to force 4B or she's going to jump. So if you want to make the call out, you have to do a slightly faster button than jump C.
Yeah.
It's go ahead.
The biggest thing like in the matchup is that like for anybody playing Yuzu, like jumping at her is important. Again, like if you do not jump at her and you just always stay grounded, and you never make the Yuzu player think about doing her anti-air slashes or preemptive 5Cs or preemptive 4B or like any preemptive anti-air measures, right? It's so easy for Yuzu to play because she only has to worry about you traveling on the ground, right? Like progressing on the ground. Is it a risk? Sure, but then you need to think about it the other way, right? If you jump over the Bisaki from Yuzu, her horizontal ground slash, she's like minus 40 something recovery. Like you actually just jump over, fall with a button, and get a counter hit.
Also important for a character that dominates neutral in the ways that Yuzuria does. She's going to set the pace to some extent, but you can't just keep giving her the ability to set the pace over and over and over. And we saw that in the set with Shining Spear versus Kao. But we're gonna switch it up. We're here with Squirtoria versus Nautilus. I know that I've played Nautilus in ranked a couple times. I know he's a bit more of an impulsive, they're a bit more of an impulsive kind of Merkaba, where Squirt, I think, is pretty willing to just kind of sit back from time to time. First cycle goes to Squirt, missed the end of the combo.
Yes. Okay, that's good. Counter hit. That's a good starter, doesn't pick it up though.
Very good starter. He got the counter hit that time though, so this would have been a lot of damage. Okay.
Doesn't go for the shield.
Nice. Yeah, he tried to do 2-2B there, so there was enough of a gap for him to bust out with that 7-framer. I don't know about the CS there.
Yeah, I do not agree. Giving the CS back to your giving the Verbal Cycle back to your opponent towards the end of the clock is one of the worst things you could possibly do in terms of like running offense, especially when you don't have the life lead and you need the cycle to not only threaten your pressure but also to deny your opponent's defensive options.
Yeah, I think he thought he was going to get to 100 meter, but he was too far at that distance. Missed the dash. Actually, this is interesting that Nautilus is deciding to play on this stage. This probably has something to do with why they're a little shaky here.
No shields. Nice green shield bait.
Yeah, but he walks right under. Okay, CS situation from Nautilus.
Again,
Yeah.
doesn't go for the shield. Okay, tosses the 1AD. Last time, Nautilus woke up with 2-3-6-E, and then it got blocked. The first thing they did was 1AD. 1AD, and Squirtoria saw that, so this time they went for throw, post block.
Oh, didn't even need to. Yeah, the 3D anti-air takes it.
Yeah,
I
3C
wonder-
goes to the heavens now. Literal heavens.
Is Squirt going to? No, okay. I'm surprised that Squirt didn't go back to character select. One of us, I think, should tell Nautilus to go to Park next time. I'll go ahead and do that in the chat. Dive kick, blowing up the dash. Okay.
Oh no. A bit scrambly, but Squirt will get the cycle, drops the combo, but still has it. Oh, that should be a punish? Oh, okay.
Wow, he 1AD'd still, okay.
Yeah.
So, set punish, thrown. Okay, through the normal coming out.
Back throw, of course. Wake up.
Oh, yeah,
That's a good
wake up
starter.
Rekka. Very good starter. It won't kill. I think even a better combo would have been hard pressed to kill there. Okay. First out the green shield, and then hit a delay button. That caught probably jumpstart up.
Yeah, maybe fails fuzzy dive kick or something.
Yeah, I have to think so. Okay. Got the IAD combo.
Oh, nice shield.
Second
Wow.
shield.
Yeah,
That's
shield
a
on
difficult
second.
shield. Yeah, that's a difficult shield to get.
Okay, nice patience for the cycle. Very good. Attempts to 3C, doesn't get it though.
That second hitbox on 2B is one of the most notorious hitboxes to get hit
You're like,
by.
I whiffed. I will now proceed to get counter hit. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay. So we got the worm set up for the first time.
Oh.
Got veiled off instead.
Oh, that's the wrong special. They generally don't want that.
Yep. Okay. Went for the frame trap this time because Nautilus has gotten caught mashing. The block.
Cycle.
Oh, cycle to Nautilus.
Yeah, cycle to Noctis. Squirt had zero reason to press the D button. Yeah, press the D button there. Zero reason to press the D button there. You're ahead by about 2 grid blocks. There's no reason to press it.
Clutch frames into the standing light, which is 7 frames. Pretty good against Merkaba. The +1 situation.
Oh, the back tech! No! Noctis' backdash and like, you know, retreating movements gave Squirt grid block. Lost the cycle. Yeah.
Okay. Another setup. Just wake up 6B. That's amazing. Back tech gave him the cycle. No meter to spin. So what is Squirt gonna do?
Oh no,
He's
just gets
going
caught!
to get hit, but it ends up being okay. Oh no, another drop. Okay. Veil off. The situation is very good for Squirt. Not dead. There it is. So Squirt ends up taking it. I think that's 2-0. I'm pretty sure he took the first game. Yep.
I think the biggest thing, you know, obviously, you know, it's net play. Maybe the stage had to do it. The connection was shaky. We don't know the true story there. But the biggest thing for me is like, I think I always look at like grid control, like what decisions the like players are making around grid, like how they're structuring their pressure to win grid, right, or like deny your opponent's like options and stuff like that. I think I would say like the biggest thing is like Squirt had the cycle. Like if you probably like went back and like looked at how many cycles there were in that set and then how many each player won, I think Squirt won about like 70% of the cycles, I want to say, which is a really big deal, especially when your character has a meterless DP like Hyde. It makes it really hard to you know, pressure a character when they have a meterless DP and they have cycle. So it's very important to be trying to win the Vorpal cycle. So doing long strings and other stuff like that, or like buttons that hit twice, you know, like Yuzu 2C, Merc 2C, or like Merc 2B and stuff like this, like can be really easy like grid shield fodder. So yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing that I noticed in that set. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to say, to be honest.
So it looks like off stream, Bobbert ended up getting defeated by Lotus 2-0. So Lotus will fight Kyle in winner's quarters on that side. That set will not be streamed, however. What we will have is Noctis versus Havard. Havard
versus-
2-0'd his opponent.
Gord versus Akatsuki?
Yep, Gord versus Akatsuki. Ethics Buster ended up 2-0ing his opponent, and him versus Vesperia will be the next set that we'll have on stream.
After
Wish
this
won.
one.
Yep, Wish won his set, and he'll play Squirtoria. That's another winners quarters match that is not going to be streamed this time. But now we are just waiting on Noctis to get in. Oh no, I think he just got there. Or no, we switched over. So let's see.
I would say the bracket is moving as predicted. I think all the favorited players in their respectful sets have moved on in the winners bracket. So Gord, Akatsuki. Not good for Gord, right?
It's quite a difficult matchup for Gordo, I would say.
It's mainly like when they get cornered and they have to deal with like 660 fireball pressure, right? And Gord just does not have like the tools to combat that generally, I would say.
He also doesn't have like normals that I want to say allow him to escape from just getting Tatsu'd either. It's a combination of those factors. Like, I know kind of the modern Gord is kind of looking to shield 66C, and I know sometimes they'll just like Rising ICJC out of the corner, so it hops the fireball and it will counter hit Akatsuki. But the situation that you can kind of remedy with that is if you have 22C, on deck, you can super him, and that's still a combo in the corner. But we might see that situation actually come up mid-screen, where Akatsuki will not get a combo unless he has CS. And that's a pretty expensive option. You have to do 22C, and if you want to combo off of it, you need to use CS.
But more importantly, you're keeping Gord in the corner where Gord doesn't want to be versus Akatsuki typically, right? And Gord needs as much screen space as possible to play his poking game versus Akatsuki.
Yeah, he wants to engage on his terms as much as possible. So we might see a little... No, he dashed in. Okay. Good start.
Interesting, I would say Noctis is definitely looking to play more aggressive. I don't know if infighting an Akatsuki is what you want to do, but Noctis seems to be favoring that strategy. Okay, he seems to be wanting to...
Uh-oh, there we go. It ended up working out because he got the Asim that tied up the cycle, and that, I think, enticed Havard to want to mash. Yeah, he's just going to DP that. That's the patented star setup, I think. Okay? So here's that situation, but he did double dash, and you can't really do that against Gordo.
Yeah, double dash. I'm slamming 2C, sir. Hold this, please.
Yeah, Akatsuki double dash is your kind of note to start pressing some buttons.
Oh, it's one for saying side swap, jump over?
Yeah. No, he didn't even do it. Okay. Extended route. I like this. So big start from Noctis. The DP will still make sure that Noctis gets the cycle. High counter. Again, this is going to be a lot of damage if he picks it up. Okay, good shield. A sim. Okay, yeah.
Oh no.
That's definitely a bait. So I actually ended up playing with Havard yesterday, and his habit of waking up with DP in those situations is basically what cost him in our set yesterday. He had a lead, but I just kind of ran some safe pressure, did a run up, and he DP'd immediately. So if it was... Oh, go ahead.
We talked about that before, right? One of Havard's main weaknesses, at least from from me watching. I know you're more into the Midwest scene than I am, but from what I watch, Havard is really bad at pulling the he's willing to pull the trigger, but he just always picks the wrong times. Or his percent chance of when he pulls the trigger and hitting and it whiffing is incredibly not skewed towards in his favor. So I think Havard should definitely relax more. He went to character select to take a breather, I assume, to pace himself down. Maybe at
the trigger. Like we talked about, pulling the trigger was something that got him into trouble there. He ate every single 2C meaty, and you cannot afford to do that. It's not when you have to play defense against Gord, it's particularly bad for Gord. Gord is one of those characters that can still play offense against any character in the game. So Havard's trying to jump, yeah.
So much jump, man. He kept jumping in front of Gord. Maybe trying to bait 2C or something. I felt like Havard was trying to like bait the air 2C. But like 2C from the air.
Okay.
Oh, green shield.
There we go. He tried to get the side switch on that.
-7. Gord can't punish that, unfortunately.
Wow! Okay, Tatsu. Alright, so this is the first big starter from Havard, and it's an unfortunate drop. He tried to, I think, 5B that. Again, gets meatied. Tatsu?
I feel like Havard is very restless, always trying to take his turn. He's just trying to run in and press Bitatsu in neutral. You know, I feel like any single time Havard gets close, his like go-to option is Bitatsu. Like every single time he does like dash Bitatsu, he doesn't just like dash up and wait or like dash up 2C 2B. It's always like dash up Tatsu. Like again, here we go. Like no resources too. They had no resources behind it, so that wouldn't have been the best Tatsu anyway, right?
Very plus setup. Nice. I like the damage on that. Is he going to spin? Yep. Spin 1 bar, 4K. So you've been a sim. He waited. Okay. Went with the lull. I love that setup. That's one of my favorite setups.
And then
2B.
2B is on their wake up. Okay. Oh no.
Bitatsu? I wonder. That had to have been Bitatsu that he just kind of messed up on. Okay. Yep. Check throw.
Oh no. Yeah. 2C's the assault.
Yeah. That was a counter hit 2C too.
Cycle to Noctis.
Okay. Oh, what a witch! Okay. Gord can forward tech this.
Oh no!
Oh. EXTP could have been.
Yeah, I was about to say EXTP maybe, or maybe lost cancel one though. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Even though more than no shield.
Oh my god. Okay, this is the last chance for Havard. You have to be very careful.
Not having the cycle. Nice bait.
That was a good bait. Okay, double 6-6C. He has no resources. You can safely meaty him. Okay. Yep.
85 meter. He's got
he dashed right into it. From that situation, like the dash gave away his intention. Like I believe that Bitatsu CS is around like +8. Like it's anywhere between +8 and like +12.
And a dash like the delay button is not. It's not.
Yeah. So from that situation, maybe he's going to want to, fall 5B, 5C, because if you start playing the fireball game in that situation, Gord still doesn't have on meter. So it's like you can still keep playing with him. You just keep dashing and fireballing. Maybe you mix some double fireball in there. Because if they jump a double fireball, like that you can just EXDP them. Like there's no 6C for them to shield or anything like that.
I think the biggest thing, and I think like the biggest thing that like I like took away from like that final interaction is like Havard just saw blood in the water too early. I think this is like a problem with a lot of like intermediate level players that are trying to like get better, right? They see blood in the water too early, and they just see a low HP bar and just try to like go for a throw, or something, rather than just like looking at the situation and just observing like, hey, I have the positional advantage. It's more on my opponent to get out than me. Like in that situation, if I remember correctly, Havard had like 100-something meter, had Vorpal, had the corner position, which is like amazing in Akatsuki versus Gordo. Noctis didn't even have. Yeah, like that's your win condition. Also, Noctis didn't have 100 meter, so like you can just run pressure all day, right? Obviously, like Noctis can do like the shield 6-6C, and then jump over, increase jump C on your fireball or something like that. But that's a risk that is Noctis willing to take at a low HP scenario. Who knows, right? But you're putting the risk more on them, and it's better for you to just run safer pressure, right? Like going for things like that is just simply a dice roll. Like I feel like both players just flipped a coin and said, hey, if you match 2C here, you win, and if you get scared and don't press anything, and I throw you, you lose, right?
But up next we have Elton versus Byakuya, Vesperio versus Giuseppe. This is actually a matchup that I don't recall if I've seen them play each other.
I
So I'm
played this
curious
matchup a
to
bunch.
see how this goes. Yeah, you've been playing it with Venice, I think, right?
Nah, I've been playing it with like DMC Axel and like a bunch of other Eltnums on that play because you know.
There are a lot of Elton.
Yeah. So like the biggest thing in this matchup from playing Byakuya, I would say is like gun is super annoying. Like gun is like gunshot is like the biggest like I hate this stupid special move. But it's very like Byakuya wants to get into the range where he can press 2B, especially when like Elton, even when Elton has purple bullets, because Elton's purple bullet comes out in 11 frames and is +1 her 2-3-6-A. Byakuya's 2B is 9 frames, so she can't do that thing where she jails you with 2-3-6-A's. So Byakuya really wants to be in like tip 2B range to pressure Elton.
It's unfortunate that Vesperio tried to TRM twice. Just by getting that first TM or TRM, he basically guaranteed himself the cycle, but then he gave it away. Is he gonna bail off? Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of guess for game scenario, or excuse me, guess for round scenario.
Has the cycle again too. I think this round is Vesperio's to lose. 22 seconds. Okay, use the cycle, but yeah, 20 seconds.
Yeah. 20 seconds is way too long unless there's like very advantageous resets for him.
Yeah. And Byakuya combos do take a long time. Like they do take a really long time, especially with the web setups in mind.
Yeah, like this is at least a 10-second long combo that we're looking at right here. Goes into meter, 1, 2. Oh nope, never mind. That was a nice fuzzy dash block, but he stood. Did he go air? No, he was grounded. He stood up and just got hit. Nice DP.
Okay, that was a nice, the new clear meterless web hooking. It can only be done with Whirlpool, but yeah, Giuseppe knows.
Yeah.
Knows to do it. Oh,
uh-oh. This is dangerous.
I feel like in that position, Giuseppe should be, like, post CS, Giuseppe could have pushed his lead more. Like, that's the range that you want to be as Byakuya, right? Like, you got a 9-frame 2B versus her slower buttons, and, like, what is she gonna shoot you with an 11-frame gun? No.
She's not gonna be able to do that.
Yeah.
So, kind of a scrambly situation going in Giuseppe's favor here. Okay, yep, 2C. This is actually kind of the area... Oh, never mind. The slightly further back area is kind of where Gunshot, I think, shines its best. Okay. Oh, he tried to up Gunshot there? I think that's what got high countered. Yeah, still thrown, yep.
Back tech.
I hate that. I hate that so much. That is the big black special. Okay, we're gonna wrap him up. Are we gonna get the 3? No. Still 2.
2C, meaty, good starter. 2C into web hit is an extremely good starter. Should be dead. Doesn't go for it.
So, flipping CS. Oh no. Okay. So, Vesperio is not going to get access to the cycling time, I don't believe. You have to ship him.
Whirlpool strip. Concentrate.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess for game. Got him.
Okay.
No. Okay. Well, there it is.
Okay, yeah. So when you veil off, you gain 2 grid blocks, and then any grid that you would gain is magnified by I think like 1.5 or like 2x. So normally reload gives you 1 block, but you know if you're in veil off state, you gain a multiplier. So yeah, the
like
reload
1.5 with the multiplier, right?
Yeah, something
That
like
was a
that.
big
But
swing.
it was definitely enough to swing the grid in Vesperio's favor.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of swinging in, we're gonna dash B to start.
Dash B does not actually beat round start gunshot, at least from my testing, because it's too far. So you still get shot in the face.
So what are we gonna do here? Try to check the space, but I don't think you want to do stuff like dash 2B against Byakuya. His range is a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of like that situation. And if he doesn't press anything, then that's when you start dashing up. Nice shields.
In this matchup, yeah, nice jump to C increase. Has to be careful of the routing. Yeah, that's a SMP, but it doesn't matter. We'll go to the corner. A web.
Maybe on this side, are we gonna do 3? 1, 2, okay.
I'll start to go for it.
80 BCS. He tried to throw, still got hit by the web. It activated at that time.
Yeah, webs take 13 frames to arm post wake up, and CS is 20 frames. So if you CS on wake up, that web is literally like active frame 1. So please do not try to do anything. You must block.
Yep.
That's why like sometimes CSing like on Weboki is not the best because it might, you know, you might just get hit by the web if you try to do something.
Right. So a lot of things happened at the start of that round, but big jump in, first hit goes to Giuseppe here. Okay.
Oh, drops it.
Okay. You have to run under Byakuya. That's probably one of the more efficient ways to deal with him doing that.
Eldon can
Giuseppe-
also laser the landing. So yeah, Vesperio could try to green shield.
Green shield. Yeah, he was waiting to whiff punish something. Veil off. Okay.
Dash
oh
veil
my god! That
was
was
confirmed.
a crazy interaction. Yeah, I'm surprised he had the awareness for that. Okay, so he's gonna have full bullets.
He has to bait CS though.
There it
Next
is.
bait.
Dash air throw? I cannot believe it.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is going to be really bad. Oh, never mind.
Oh, never mind.
Could have got a heavier punish on that. Walk back, dash throw.
No,
Yeah, it
no,
doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, your CS 5A immediately, and this should be the game. Yep.
Yeah.
So we're going, I think, to 1-1 at this point, right?
Yeah. So I think like the biggest thing that I don't see like a layer in neutral established by both players in the matchup is like trying to assault over each other's low buttons, right? Like LNM generally in neutral wants to be pressing 2C and gunshot. And then like, you know, typically like 2C, it depends on like the resources, but like 2C is a very important thing to like try to assault over. And same for Eltnum, right? Like if Eltnum can jump over like Byakuya 2B or 2C, Byakuya 2B and 2C are pretty bad on whiff. So it's very important to like try to like assault over them, I would say, but neither player are taking like a assaulting approach in neutral and the mid range neutral. But yeah.
First hit goes to Giuseppe. Good shielding. Oh, almost got the whiff punish. Good shield.
That's plus.
Yeah. Just gonna wait. Okay. Nice. Got the BloomingLotus pick up. That's not easy to do.
It's a 1 frame link from what I've been told. Yeah, it's very difficult.
Giuseppe, I think, got in trouble again for backtacking in that situation. Okay.
Have to be really careful with these force function usage of Vesperio. Yeah, it gives away a lot of grid, but it doesn't
Worked
matter.
out for him, yeah. Stood up and got grid broken. Are we gonna see some meter being used here?
Yeah, I would most likely. So yes.
Oh, I feel like that was
probably
TK. Dive,
TK,
yeah.
TK dive. Yeah.
Okay. Are we gonna see a strip from Giuseppe here, potentially?
It depends on if he knows the setup. So dash through. Okay, he doesn't. He
No,
won't
he
opt
didn't
for
know.
it. 2 web.
But it's fine. Oh, okay. He was still in throw protection. Oh my god.
Oh, wait. Oh, he's gonna play for
Are
time.
are you sure you want to do
Yes.
that?
Wait.
Oh, never mind.
Vesperio.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to
Yeah,
do.
he doesn't know what to do. He's scared of the web. Yeah.
Yeah. He was fine, I think. He could have pressured Giuseppe. And Giuseppe now on set point. Good shield.
Okay,
There
run
we
up throw.
go.
Whiff on 3C. Oh,
Back tech 5. Hey, let's go.
It's not gonna go to the corner.
Don't back
yep.
tech.
Yeah.
Oh, getting hit by the prank, but it still doesn't matter since he didn't pick
Oh,
him up. Double drop, yeah. Have enough time, maybe for one.
I knew it. I called it.
Yeah. This is the first DP that Giuseppe has actually blocked in this set as well. Yeah, this should be more than enough.
Yeah. It's,
Good finish from Giuseppe, going from down 0-1 to taking the set. He'll move on to fight Wish in winter semis.
Although hindsight is 2020, I think the DP was fairly obvious. I mean, I called it from my end, but because like obviously you don't want to be in that situation, right? But I think it wouldn't have been that bad if you looked at the meter situation because Byakuya had only about like 40 meter, right? So like he probably could web you once, but then I think it depends on the starter most likely. But I don't think like a web is 100% guaranteed. But I can understand why the DP was there, but I think willing to block it out is more valuable experience, especially in a situation like that, right?
But I think at this point we're going to switch to some ads here. We're going to take a short break between our kind of top 6 area. Also gives an opportunity for some losers matches to come. We can probably do a little bit of review once we come back from the ads. Oh, I think Bird just And, oh yeah, we have some new merchandise from the Low Kick store, like that wonderful Midwest shirt that's being worn here at the kickit.store. So definitely go buy. I actually really like the Midwest shirt. It's like one of the cooler shirts. It's in the Guilty Gear font. And speaking of, we definitely got some plus R, you know, with the rollback patch happening. And then we have the Low Kick podcast, EX Saturdays, every Saturday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, of course. So that would be 6 p.m. Eastern, where I'm at. Well, where Gossade and I are both at, actually. And then, obviously, you know, give us a follow over here at Low Kick eSports. Please support the teals and streamers. All donations go directly to the team, and I'm sure that they would greatly appreciate it. They do such fine work. Again, we have Low Kick Esports online every Tuesday and Friday, 7:30 CST. We got our Matcherino page. We're sitting at 550 right now. Looks like our streamer is going to potentially donate a little bit himself. I'm sure I'm sure the players will appreciate a little bit of donation as well. You know, troublesome times. You know, maybe a little bit of financial incentive will help our players in these times. But yeah, every Tuesday also, the next coming Tuesday is going to be Them's Fighting Herds on the 10th. That'll be the next Low Kick Online Tuesday, so please look forward to that as well. Got Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. I believe that's Friday, right?
It's Friday.
Oh, go ahead.
That game has rollback. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It is a killing game. Very dangerous game where you can lose a character or lose multiple characters very fast. You know, defensive mechanics are, you know, they're still strong, but offense is really good too. We also have the GameWorks Fall Fights 2020. 2 games, 1 huge tournament. That's on November 21st. Again, produced by Low Kick Esports. We have a $500 prize pool for both Power Rangers Battle for the Grid and Fighting Herds. If I had the ability to play those games, I would be very excited about that. Oh, okay. I wasn't familiar with that. So this is a league stop. Nice.
And Continental Transcode Transmission, you know, production by Lunar Phase. They're doing a collab with the South American scene for Melty Blood Uni. I will be commentating that as well. So if you are interested in joining, or your region happens to line up with the region lock for Under Night, please consider joining. And you know, we're going to try to get as many people in there. I know it's net play and all, but hopefully we can get as much East Coast players for the Under Night bracket. Also, if you play Melty, look into signing up for that as well. Melty's cool games got rollback. All right. So yeah.
Is that a teams event this time?
I think there's a 2v2. Yes.
In Uni, right?
Yeah, Melty teams. Yeah, there is
okay.
a multiple teams. Yeah. There's a 2v2 Melty teams. Yep.
And then I think we had another slide coming up. Got Beatdown. Okay, we got Beatdown Online. Again, Guilty Gear Rev 2 and Dragon Ball FighterZ Z. Dragon Ball FighterZ is going to be on PC. I think that's what, November... Is that the 14th and the 15th? Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, sorry. So, it looks like PC is on the 14th for... Oh, sorry, Guilty Gear is on the 14th. The PC tournament will start from 4 p.m. CST. The PS4 event will start at 7. And then on the 15th with Dragon Ball FighterZ Z, the PS4 tournament will be at 3, and then the PC tournament will be at 6:30. So it's free to enter, Matcherino sponsored. Please, if you're in the area, go ahead and enter that as well. And we are back. Yeah, we can actually take a couple minutes. go ahead and grab some water, and I will be back in just a moment.
Yeah, Bryce Bird will be right back with Low Kick Online. We'll take a few minutes, and then we'll get winners finals, which will be BloomingLotus and Noctis. So please stay here. We'll be right back. I'm gonna. Oh, whoops.
All right, and thanks for staying with us. We're back now. Up next, we will have our our first of two winner semifinal matches. We have BloomingLotus versus Noctis. Lotus, again, I think we talked about at the start of the broadcast, is probably the favorite here. Playing Hilda. Noctis, we saw defeat Havard in winners quarters with the Scordo. Do you have any information about this matchup, Kafka?
I think this matchup, I know, well, so I've been playing Byakuya recently, and, you know, I played the matchup a few times, and I wanted to learn from Lamp, Clear Lamp, and how he plays the matchup. And my most recent VODs of him playing against Hilda is him picking his sub Gordo instead. So, it seems like Gord is not... I know, like, Angel of Soul talks about how it's not good for Gord, but it feels like a lot of Gords, like, they don't mind the matchup, you know? Mainly because, like, they have access to 9-frame Green Reaper, they can get Vorpal, and then use Force Function, as well as, you know, CS EX Grim Reaper, which is really important.
Yeah,
right?
That's EX Reaper is is that 8? I think it's an 8-frame horizontal punish, which is, like, important because things like 2-2X are all -8.
Yeah.
Even if you want to kind of bully and force your turn, like, if you block, you know, a spear, you know, that's -2. If you're reading and the Hilda is dedicating to, like, an option, her next fastest thing is maybe, I think 5A is around 8 frames.
Yep, 5 is 8.
So you can play that mid-range game just by threatening Reaper in those situations.
Yep.
Okay, so we gotta start with the whiff. Okay, so I think already, okay, the first hit goes there. Otherwise, Noctis was controlling the grid cycle so far.
Oh, the back type, but gets a good break anyway, yeah. Lotus is really, like, key on winning the cycle. Lotus really likes to do rebeats into, like, tap concentrate to get you to flinch.
Yep.
So we'll see if Noctis is more willing to commit rather than try to react to the concentrate, basically. Right?
Side switch, but he didn't get the Ender. Yep, thrown into that 3.2. Hilda's not a grappler, but, you know. Okay. Good shields.
Really rough.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, Fuzzy dive kick.
That was really good.
Fuzzy dive kick to beat the SM, yeah. Yep, frame 5, can't do that. Once it passes frame 5, those spears are full active, and even if you hit her, they don't disappear. There's a B Reaper we were talking about.
Oh, he dashed into the second hit.
The cycle is gone, yeah.
He almost lost it too, because he got a move shielded.
Yeah, 2TC got shielded, but you know, nice try by Noctis, but didn't win the cycle, unfortunately. That's a lot of damage.
That's for game. Good block on the 5C.
Nice
block on the double, okay.
Okay.
Very good VO.
No.
You can't do that either. Maybe EX Sim actually will feel that with enough invul.
It should. It's just like the Gore 2C is 8 frames, so you know, anti-dis that special, the spear special. Once it passes frame 5, again, it becomes active and hitting her doesn't matter. So I think Noctis was a little slow on the meat there. Yeah.
Because it is not actually, I don't think it's particularly low in vol. You can meaty her before that. Yeah. Nice.
It's not a true so yeah.
Yeah. Good double low to catch the stand shield. So this is the situation where Gord is very strong. Yep. Okay.
When Hilda has no meter in the corner, it's party time. Like, you don't have to worry about getting bail off into like a 50-50 setup or anything.
But you do have to worry about dropping your combo, and Hilda is matching. Back tech, that was smart, but he picked something. I think he got his... No, that was 2B. He didn't even get anything crossed up. Nope.
I think it was like a dash block attempt, but then the side swap messed him up. Oh no, that's punish.
Yeah, not the hardest punish, because EX Reaper is pretty minus. I know it's at least -10. Because I definitely see him for doing that. So, kind of 3 quick rounds here. There we go, nice Reaper.
Yes.
Okay.
Had the meter to back it up, so...
Okay, that was a good tech. Even better trade. Oh no.
Bad tech. It's hit by the increased jump C.
This is quite a good start again. Got thrown. Oh no! And that is a confirm. Is Royal going to take him back? No. He's going to...
teleport. Oh, nice.
Water slide.
Nice with punish. Has 100-meter. Nice bait.
Fantastic bait, but okay. One more chance.
Dead.
Yes, yeah, you have to do it.
Yeah,
And what's
Stim.
the- Go ahead.
Usually, like, tanking a Sims is like a strategy against Gord that you do. But when Gords have a Sim, you need to be careful because it increases the kill threshold. So yeah, that was good by
Yep. That
Yep.
interaction that we talked about at the start of the cast, it didn't matter if he shielded it or not. It is -8. Still gets hit, but it's okay. He'll keep the cycle. She shouldn't build enough. So
This is a
dash
good
back.
position for Noctis.
Ooh, got clipped there. Dash up there. CS. Oh, no, you can't deal there.
No.
Oh,
Potential. Oh, nice.
that was a very good answer.
This is not looking good for Noctis. Noctis doesn't have meter, and he's not gonna build meter for a long time. I think this is just death, assuming.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah. Special, super. No,
Never
drops it.
mind. Okay.
Oh,
Give him life, but it still went away.
Yeah.
So, Noctis had some good answers. It seemed like he generally had awareness of what he was supposed to do. There are a couple things that didn't shake out his way. He had the first hit in game 2 that took to the corner, but he had that, unfortunate drop after he caught him with the frame trap. And, you can't have mistakes like that when you're fighting some of the best players in the region. They're going to make you pay every time.
Yep. And then in that previous interaction, or like towards the end of that last game, in the last round, Noctis was in a really bad spot. Even with the cycle, Noctis had no meter. Like, Gord is a character that, like, especially in that matchup, needs meter. Like huge, point in the matchup. If Gord does not have access to 100 meter, like, Hilda's not that scared, ever. So yeah, I would say even though using EX Reaper sometimes is a good thing, you really have to manage your resources properly, because even if you get the EX Reaper hit, it's at what cost, right?
One of the interactions that I actually saw didn't really end up happening was an answer for Gordo, an answer for Noctis to defend against TK dive kick. We saw it beat the Asim. Preemptive 2C may be able to get it, but it's not like he can run things like other characters, running 5As that hit a little high, that are mid, that can catch or jump startup. I think that's a key weakness in that matchup for him. But we will move past that into a familiar matchup for viewers and Illinois enthusiasts. We have Nadase versus Byakuya, Wish versus Giuseppe. Two of the triad of them and Havard. These guys have played each other so many times. We're gonna see what adjustments were made this time. Dash 2B whiffs. Okay.
And honestly, definitely has the button range to compete with Byakuya. Her 2B is legendary.
Yeah. Improved and clear for those people
Yeah.
who are not as familiar.
Even more clear, yeah.
No resource use. Okay. So, yeah. Much like Vesperio, it doesn't seem like Wish is super familiar with what to do. The CS was a little earlier. If he waited, he would have been able to reversal. Okay. Good start. One. Double web. Okay. You can stand up safely there. Good shield.
Clears the web. It's very good. Good awareness. Has 100. Has Whirlpool too. Oh no, gets caught by 6XB. This is gonna lead to a full combo and a web setup most likely. And he has the ground web, so this is gonna be an easy triple web. Just one TK web. Okay, one's through. Okay, that's a good web setup. Yeah.
That setup is pretty dangerous. That's one of the hardest throw setups I think for me to tech. Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no pickup there. Alright, so this is a good start. Never mind, excuse me, commentator first.
Counter 2B, yep, side swap. He's gonna build a lot of meters, so web Oki should be. Yep.
One,
So
two.
even a throw will give him another one. Jump over.
Yep,
Yeah,
through
this is
right
gonna
up the
build.
web.
Yeah, this is gonna build 100 for another one. Okay, yeah, that's the new meterless web Oki, Vorpal only. But yeah, if you have Vorpal, you can go for that setup. And you're about +5 on the Oki. So yeah, it's really good for Byakuya.
Decided to go for the EX Rekka Ender, but it ended up working out. I do know that command throw does not prorate particularly well. So rather than setting up, I think he tried to go for damage, considering that he still had CS for a situation like that. We're gonna go into game 2. Wish had some very unfortunate drops.
Yeah, I think the main thing is like Wish is trying to like sometimes like doing all this repeat pressure and stuff versus Byakuya is a little bit risky because if the Byakuya is willing to contest, Byakuya gets huge reward if he hits you. And that's with punish. Yep.
And look at all of the meter that Giuseppe has. He's already at the 150 threshold, so like if he does a setup, the next hit is going to build another 100. Unfortunate miss on the TK. Dash block caught, kind of hit 2B. Oh, we saw the stand up there.
Yeah, trying to clear the web.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, Wish pressed 5A to attack, but doesn't clear the web, so extends their hurt box into the web and gets hit. But gets a combo now, so it's Wish's turn. But Vorpal for Giuseppe, so has to be really careful with these strings. Okay, baits the CS.
Oh no! Getting hit by the web.
That's the second time they pressed 5A to clear a web and extended the hurt box into it and hit.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Wish is actually playing a little bit too far away from Byakuya here in this matchup. Yeah, the distance basically has enticed Giuseppe to just shield. I want to say like so far he's basically controlled the Vorpal. Like even before, you know, hits come into play. I think just by blocking properly he's been able to do that. Okay.
Oh, that was a stand tag or something. Stood up, but Byakuya 2A is mid. Oh,
yeah, gosh. Okay.
Throw loop time, throw loop time.
With the high option, and that should be it.
That's a good starter.
Get to the cycle. Yep. I'm a little surprised he just didn't wait for the cycle to flip, but it's still going to kill, and Giuseppe moves on into winner's final.
I think the biggest takeaway for me from there is like I would have liked to see Wish maybe play a little, or use the fireballs more to approach on like Wish's own terms, right? Like use the fireball to like back up your approach and maybe like bait these shields that like Giuseppe's trying to get on these shields from too far away, right? Because like not a safe fireball, you definitely want to use it to like run in with and like cover you, or you want to use it as like pressure tool, I would say. And I think while not a safe buttons are really good, like you know 2B 2C and then like rebeat into more 2B 2C, like Byakuya's 2B and 2C pretty much rival you in that aspect, right? So when you get too greedy with those type of strings and you're too predictable, and a Byakuya is willing to challenge you there, Byakuya gets infinitely way more reward because it's Byakuya, right? Like, so have to be really careful about getting greedy with pressuring Byakuya via rebeats. That is like a real quick way to like, I don't want to say hang yourself, but get yourself into trouble if you're like being too greedy with the pressure.
We saw the result of that in the match, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
Because he pushed himself out so far, and Byakuya obviously has the reward on his successful poke, it's just kind of like, alright, well, Giuseppe was just like, I'll wait, I'll shield, now I have, you know, all of these resources, I've gained, you know, meter, I've gained CS, and really we saw that Wish never got to get started, I think.
Another thing to do versus like, you know, these characters who, generally a lot of characters like want to poke out with lows, especially Byakuya, is to like rebeat and just like jump forward or like assault as like a low crush, right? Because Byakuya is typically gonna press 2B or 2C, right? So I would have liked to see some like do like a rebeat to entice Giuseppe to press 2B or 2C at a spacing and then just assault to jump over, right? And then, you know, counter hit the whiff 2B or 2C. I think that's a generally like good thing to do versus Byakuya, just to assault over their low buttons.
Saw a hybrid of that approach with Vesperio versus Ethic Buster. Like, especially when he started to introduce 5C, he would do like a lot of stuff, like he's going to try to inch forward and walk up and then walk back. But we didn't see the assault portion. Like, you ended up talking about that in that set as well. You didn't see the low crush via jump or assault. And that's going to be an adjustment that I think Ethics Buster will need to be ready for because Lotus is more than comfortable jumping some lows. You know, keeping the dive kick is such a big reward. So that's going to be an adjustment for him. But up next, we're not going to have Lotus versus Ethics Buster. We have to go through some of our losers quarters matches.
Yeah.
Looks like we have Noctis versus Squirt. So this is Gordo versus Hyde for people who have, again, been comfortable playing online. Both of these characters extremely popular. I'd have to imagine that there are some character countermeasures that both players have for each other.
There's like a ton of them. I would say overall in the neutral, I think Gord doesn't care too much about high neutral. It feels like high 660 is 15 frames, and then Gord 236, like her mortal slide's like what 17, 16. So it can definitely just hit that out. Fireball just gets deleted by Rusty Nail. But I think, yeah, I mean, just like any matchup, if Gord gets put in the corner, it's like, oh, I'm Gord in the corner versus Hyde, who has chip damage and plus frames, right? So I think it's going to be really about Noctis not letting Squirt run offense in the corner, because that's where Hyde shines. Hyde really wants you in the corner. Like, that's where, like, Hyde really needs you to be. And that's where he gets all his damage and mileage too, if he manages to hit you. So yeah.
Similarly, I think to the Akatsuki matchup, Gordo is going to have to be very careful about utilizing his specialized movement with his backdash. You know, again, he, Hyde, and Akatsuki are all tied for the best backdash in the game. He wants to move in a way that forces whiffs from Hyde, but Fireball is so active that he has to fight for that screen space. So what I hope we don't see is Noctis moving himself to the corner. He's going to have to challenge with Mortal Slide and Force Functions to make sure that Squirt is not comfortable setting the pace.
Yeah.
I think Noctis showed that he was willing to do that against Havard, but Hyde is a little bit more of a different beast here. So let's see what the adjustment is as we go into the game. Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Keeping Hyde in a range where he can't get the fireballs out for free is very important. You can't stay full screen versus Hyde in this matchup,
Even though he had things paid off. Okay, there we go. Bust out with the 2C. Are we going to see a side switch? Yep. Oh, I think he keeps messing up the Reaper follow-up knockdown ender. Okay, yep. This is that range.
Yeah, this is the range. Yeah, this is the range. Yep, exactly. Rusty Nail Force Function with Warp Ball is really good in the matchup. Noctis really wants it for that reason. Wow.
EX Reaper catching the assault, and the first round goes to Noctis. Squirt also killed all of his meter by VOing. So, okay. Good challenge from Noctis, but unfortunate drop again. Assimilation, Cycle Swing, DP.
Okay, nice patience. Nice patience to win the cycle.
Amazing dashing low. Force Function does not have a low clipping hitbox, so you can low profile it.
Yes, nice dash, low profile. It's really good by Squirt. Good confirm too. Baits out the CS, plus frames. DPs through the plus frames. Wow.
Oh, but still get counter hit to C. Are we gonna see an attempt? No, he's not going to go for the side switch. Okay, simulation. Cycle control to Noctis, but he gets thrown, yeah?
Oh yeah, drops the combo. That's a hard combo. It's a 60 ring.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, that is an adjustment that you're gonna have to make sometimes if you're not ready for that super flash. You know, sometimes you might get complacent thinking that EX Mortal is coming, but you know, that's a mix-up.
Yeah, so the biggest thing that I noticed is Squirt's really not respecting Warple Nail. When Noctis has Force Function, I mean Warple, like that Rusty Nail comes out fast. Okay, combo, knockdown, Sinister, yup.
Sad boy zone for Gordo.
yeah, this is not. Yeah, this is really hard. Gord doesn't have 100 meter yet either, and no Warple. This is hard times for Gord. Yep.
Okay. But he spent CS to keep his turn. Counter hit 2B on plus frames. No switch. Okay. Just went for the damage. Overhead. Yeah, there we go. He runs right into the another drop from Noctis.
Another drop.
Good shit.
Okay. Ooh, bait! Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh man. Okay. So this is a good swing. It should have been a good swing.
No memes!
It still is a good swing. And now Noctis is on set point.
Okay, that. Wow, nice 3C. Oh no, awkward air hit on the Rekka. Doesn't get it. Veil off. Oh, Veil off. Still okay. That's plus. Okay, respects it.
Ooh, caught the Reaper before it came out, but he didn't get the dash ICJC there. Okay.
A Squirt has cycle, so has to respect on the wake up. Dash.
AVP CS. Let's go. Ooh. Very preemptive skill. That's actually one of the habits that you can punish Noctis for. If he is particularly worried, he will show that 180 very early. Nice anti-air catching the... Excuse me, he caught jump startup with 5B. Right thrust. And the back tech makes sure that he still gets the cycle.
Nice use of guard thrust and then wins the cycle again, yeah. It's really easy to win a cycle again after a guard thrust, so good use of system mechanics. That should be def! Yep. Make him watch?
That's an easy... Oh, that's unfortunate for Squirt. He had a lot of answers in game 2, but, you know, between a couple drops, we saw that he didn't quite get the finish on the delay Rekka off of his anti-air. You know, we have that drop there into the reset.
And to get the cycle into... Yeah, so I think like the biggest thing for me in that one was Squirt just didn't respect Gord's force function when Noctis had Warpole. It comes out way faster. I think it goes from 23 frame startup to 17. It's still +1 on block, but the range extends slightly, and on counter, even on normal hit, it's pretty easy to confirm, and on counter hit, it rewards really good damage. Like, it's like a realistically like good starter for them to get fairly often if like the opponent is willing to play at that range, and I respect it basically. Yeah.
One of the things that I think Hyde does really well against most characters is the fact that his fireball startup kind of like moves him back, and especially the explosion does too. Like normally he can use it as kind of an anti-jump tool to some extent. It's not like a true anti-air, but it's like a pseudo anti-air. But with force function, he will still hit your extended hurt box, so it doesn't matter. It's not like you can shrink your hurt box there to dodge it. You know, Rusty Nail will still obliterate that. And I don't think, kind of like you mentioned, I don't think he adjusted to that quite fast enough. We did see the dash 2C to get under one of the force functions, but aside from that, you know, it seemed like Noctis was a little bit more prepared for his strategy in that matchup.
Yep. But now we have Wish and Havard in the lobby. I think Havard is maybe bathroom break. Not sure, but I guess we can talk about this matchup, right? Nanase
versus Akatsuki. This is a matchup that I know, talking to Squish, he was very, very comfortable with this matchup in the previous version. You know, Nanase is a character, especially with like the setup on like the ground like fireball, you can answer that pretty well with just like A Tatsu over it. You can just hop it, A Tatsu, B Tatsu. It becomes very, very awkward for Nanase to set them, especially if it's not charged. If it is charged, it will hit Tatsu going over it, but if it's uncharged, you can clear it with Tatsu every time. There's some answers to the 50-50 setup in the corner. You know, since the fireball is hitting meaty, you can just, you know, force function that and DP out. It's pretty good to use, you know, J214C and regular 214C since it has Proj involved. But on the flip side, there are some things that Nanase can do to make it uncomfortable for Akatsuki. You know, fireball cancels can get blown up by EX, you know, sword car. 5B is actually one of the most annoying things to deal with in the matchup. It catches jump startup. It's very good to just kind of press into Akatsuki's dash.
8 frames.
You don't want to like dash parry it or anything like that. And if you try to like lean back and just wait to force that to whiff, the increased range on 2B means that Nanase has some pretty good counter pokes in the standing game. But, you know, again, Tatsu is supreme, so if she's pressing 2B or 2C, you go ahead and smash that 214B button and the party starts. So I think it's still about the same as it was in ST, maybe slight Akatsuki favor. There are some other nuances that make it a little bit more difficult for Akatsuki, and obviously some nuances with Akatsuki's improved, like Okizeme and some of his high damage output, that make things a little difficult for Nanase. But these two players are also extremely familiar with each other too.
Yeah.
So we'll see a lot of matchup nuance.
They're part of the trio you said before, right? Just after you wish and Howard play each other all the time.
The triad. Yep. Yeah, Vesperio as well. So we got the quad there. So,
Alright, round starts important. We'll see if maybe they jump some layers that, some secret training layers. But
Bard maybe might jump? No, dash up. Okay, there we go. I think that's a pretty standard round start for this matchup. Tatsu caught him out of the air, but the assault clears it.
yeah. Grid lead by Havard too. Cycle should, whoa, careful about flashing shield like that. Okay, gets clip low, gets the cycle anyway. Wow.
So the trajectory was a little bit different. Good start from Havard. Yeah, walk back to wait. Wish is not shy himself about busting out with DPs, so that was a good player awareness adjustment from Havard.
Side swap again. We've been in this corner for a while now, but it's Wish's turn. Okay, no force function, gets the throw.
No, he did it way early. I think he was anticipating maybe a 214X.
Or like a 2B or something, or like some button, but again, Havard is showing that they're pulling the trigger too early and is getting caught. This should kill. Yeah, unfortunately, Nanase doesn't do the most damage. Oh, throws him out of the force function.
Yeah, he thought the fireball was going to hit a little earlier. Uh-oh. The delay on the sword car actually meant that he wasn't able to combo that. Hey, 2 and 4 A.
The classic.
Oh, yep. Yep, just gonna wait. Good throw.
Nice green shield bait. Secures the cycle too. This is good. A toxic to A.
That was a good bust out. Again, that 2B counter poke.
Yep. The legendary Noctis 2B. Even better and clear. Green shield. Doesn't get it.
Okay, good wait. So Dash got the cycle for Wish. Okay. Yeah, that's a meaty fireball. Good shield. Ooh, I really like the delay DP, and he's gonna get the punish with 5C. Both players stocked with meter going into the next round.
You aren't kidding. Both players are definitely willing to DP and let it rip.
Yeah.
But so far, success rate not so good, I would say. Maybe they should tone it down a little bit. Oh, which drops the combo? Yup, 2B.
This is kind of awkward because Akatsuki is sitting with 200 meter. The patented 20. Yeah, that almost happened.
Almost happened. 42-33 almost happened.
Yep. Okay. That fireball was a little dangerous with CS. She can also EX sword dive. Oh, tried to concentrate.
Whips banks the green shield, gets the cycle, but then gets fail off.
It's gonna be more damage here. Yep, 45.
That's a lot. But no resources.
Too many fireballs here. Oh, he tried to jump instead. Okay. Is there maybe going to be a strip here at the end? No. Okay. Adjustment.
Jumps over. Nice jump. Oh no!
So Akatsuki is actually stuck in that animation until landing, unless you CS. Havard doing his kind of patented strat. I would suggest this also for people who feel like they need to take a small break. Go ahead and go back to character select after a tense game. You know, shake it out. You know, calm yourself. Yeah. So he had CS in that situation. So he could have CS to make himself safe. He was still airborne, so maybe the situation was going to be a little awkward. But you could do like Air Tatsu in that situation too. Like if you're going to go for something like that, you can commit hard body to it.
Well, I mean at that point it's kind of checkmate. You kind of have to CS anyway, right? Like it's CS or lose. Like CS and do something, and maybe Hail Mary or just lose, right? Might as well just take it. You never know.
Yeah.
But game 2, Havard down one. Wow.
Okay, nice challenge on the dash up. Again, round start dash block from Akatsuki, extremely common option. So the IC charged fireball here is a 2-hit projectile. Okay. Meaty. That's a setup that I like. Nice! Yeah, that 2C 2A whiff situation, nice air to air. This is actually one of the things that I know Wish does quite well. But the 2C 2A whiff, yo, the Jushuchi jump. Air throw back into the corner, Rising J, falling JB.
Oh no!
Yep, make sure he sees S it to make sure he CS's it to get his full meter.
Yeah,
So again,
wow, nice reaction. Yeah, that was a good reaction. EX cancel to EX fireball.
he was a little slow in his air to air.
Wow, what a route.
Yeah. This takes full to the. Oh, never mind. He didn't go to the corner.
Oh
He
no!
gets the DP.
Oh,
Would have been a good setup.
Stop cycle.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh
cross the
no.
back dash. Yup, he's gonna full carry to the corner. Cycling 2-1-4 again there.
So there's actually kind of a funky setup if you use the air version of Fireball as an ender. You can kind of do like a pseudo tech setup. Nice jump.
Yeah, jumps over the fireball CS. Oh, that's gonna kill. Yeah. Tries to 1AD the tries to 1AD the or at least shield the fireball versus the grid, but gets a little greedy and dies to a good break throw.
Yeah. Again, that neutral, IC J236A has 2 hits, so Akatsuki does have to make adjustments to that. You can't just parry that as an answer. Dash up low, extension, okay. I like this pressure, but you still have to be careful with your fireballs.
Wow,
Yeah.
no. Okay, delay CS, catches the bust out, and then puts her back in the corner, goes for the throw.
Maybe the assault. I would strip here, but I don't know if he's going to do it. No. He's going to spin one.
Has to bait CS then on wake up. Meaties anyway.
Oh. Good bust out from Wish.
This is a one-hit game for Wish. That is most likely.
Sword dive! That is an overhead, and that's the game!
Yeah, and since she's in the air, throws whiff. So yeah, baits the stand tech, with run up TK sword dive, and closes it out. And had CS to make sure it was safe, or plus on to cancel and make sure it's plus unlocked. Really good. Baits the stand tech right there, as we can see in the replay, and then finishes it up.
Yeah, the nefarious thing about that too is obviously it also beats 180, right?
Yes.
It's an overhead, so it'll blow that up with CS.
So
You can make it safe. Akatsuki also at that range. I think Far 5C wasn't going to come out. I think it was going to be close C. And if it was close C, that actually doesn't have any head involved. One of the things that you can do to kind of mess with Akatsuki's timing is to run up close and do your overhead or your high there. Because if Far 5C doesn't come out, there's no head involved. The answer to that, and it was improved in Clear, is to do 2-2A. 2-2A is throw involved from frame 1, it's head involved from frame 1, it can be cancelled on whiff or on block with meter, but Havard wasn't quite ready for that situation.
But now we have our winners finals match. It will be first to 3. Hopefully the lobby maybe is switched to first to 3 because we're going to need a first to 3 lobby if possible.
Yep.
And
we are
then
holding tight for that.
we will have Hilda versus
Yeah.
Byakuya.
So I know that's a matchup that Royal doesn't that Lotus does not particularly like. It's pretty swingy. Like I heard that it's even, but like everyone feels miserable, and the moment that you give up a hit, like that might be the game.
It's so snowbally. And they are opting to play Phonon instead. I would say Phonon definitely has the more neutral advantage. Has safer options. Like like any button to repeat into up back fireball is a low crush, which Byakuya really dissuades Byakuya from pressing, their common low pokes, right? It's really hard to deal with up back fireball in general because Byakuya doesn't really have anything to control the top portion of the screen.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And that was a nice counter hit 2B. Yeah, far confirmed. So Lotus has a myriad of characters in his collection. He does have a Phonon, he has an Aurier, Akatsuki. I think we saw the Aurier debut at Red Bull Conquest. Oh, nice reset into the mid. That is a mid. That is not a high. He just got hit. Okay, 1, 2.
Offs for 2. Okay.
Yeah, first function. And that's gonna kill. Ironically enough, overheads are generally not the strongest starters, but Byakuya's first function overhead definitely is.
Oh,
Shield.
no. Yeah, shield on jump C increase, that is like minus like at least 20 to 30. That is death. Nice shield.
So, 1. Nope, no TK on the ground. So this is still a bad situation for Phonon. Phonon is actually one of the characters that kind of has some slower normals in these situations. So if oh no, you can't go air to air like that.
Oh,
Okay, good check.
yeah, goes for TRM, doesn't get it. Cycle to Lotus for sure. Oh wow, Rising J with J4B.
Dangerous situation. I feel like that was probably supposed to be a late pillar.
Yeah, a late geyser is generally what follows a 3C from Phonon, yeah. Especially with CS. But Warple is gonna go to Lotus again, wow.
A little bit late. I was going to say that's a guess for game situation, but not quite. Nice! The fake TRM setup into delay dash overhead, yeah. Phonon didn't work out, we're going to see Hilda, baby! I'm pretty sure at least.
Yeah. Mercado? Oh, okay, I was
If he
saying.
did, yeah. If he did have a Mercado, you know, that's one of the more, that's probably Byaku's most difficult matchup.
As we would like to say in the community, no future.
No future, yeah. Definitely no future.
No future, Des.
So,
But this
just
matchup is incredibly
go
snowbally. Incredibly snowbally.
yeah. Well, Lotus has the tendency to try out some other picks, and then he can go back to old reliable, of course, with Hilda. You know, again, to reiterate, he's one of the best in the country, if not the best in the country. Okay, no cancel on 66X, good throw. So, I think you talked before that one of the biggest hallmarks of Royal's gameplay is through vocal control.
Yep.
He's going to have to maintain it in this matchup, though. Good shield.
That's incredibly minus, yeah. Another thing that Royal does well is use of dive kick versus characters that want to like run up and press Lotus, basically. Lotus spaces themselves really. That's going to kill. Oh, he doesn't get the eye.
He thought he was going to get the IWX at the end, but he still has the cycle. Okay.
This is
Got
a
the
really
whip.
tough position. Really tough position.
Yeah. I also think it might have been a little dangerous for that 2-2X to get blocked. I don't know if Byakuya's EX Rekka can get there in time. I would have assumed that that's a reversal punish, maybe.
Yeah, it is a reversal punish because it comes out in 8, but it's spacing dependent, yes. So Hilda definitely do have to be careful about using that. But we're gonna get the corner carry, no EX setup. Cycle is close, nice throw.
Nice throw. There we go. Loop time.
Time, okay, doesn't get the match. Let's check it for the match.
Air to air, yeah. Let's go, Doc.
Yeah, so Hilda dive kick is very good against Byakuya in general because Byakuya likes to press a lot of lows and, well, dive kick crushes lows. Yeah.
So here's this attempt at vocal control. This is scary. Yeah, he went with the offensive dive there. That plus, yeah. That -2 situation is still difficult for Hilda to kind of navigate. Aggressive jump, but whiffs 2A gets hit by 2B.
Whiffs 2A, tries to press 2B, but gets counter poked or out of startup. Oh, nice shield.
Okay.
Doesn't get punished, unfortunately, though. That's definitely, towards himself. Wow! Mashes on a non-shielded jump C increase. That was definitely not Giuseppe's turn, but sees it anyway. When? Yep. How many? 3? 2.
No, just 2.
Nice block.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice trade, but unfortunately he missed the spacing. There's the throw. Okay.
Wow!
Yeah.
Nice reaction. Overhead. Block.
Anti-diff?
Yeah, that's a huge punish.
Nope. Timing slightly off. Okay.
Pin soon.
The assault.
Pin. Yup, there it is.
Okay. What are you gonna do? Oh, he gets hit. No. Unfortunate drops. the scariest part about that was Giuseppe was so close to getting 100-meter.
Yes.
Of course, Lotus is very good at seeing those situations one time and kind of protecting himself with adjustments in block strings. This is a personal anecdote because I loved Kamikaze Hilda players. While they're doing certain strings, they think they're safe and they get hit. But this might be something that we'll worry about. Dash up throw.
Dash up throw is a fairly common interaction versus people who just round start dash block. Right? Byakuya really has no options in the beginning, so 50-50 setup.
It's kind of a meta option. Again, you talked about dive kick killing lows. The adjustment for Giuseppe in the future is the 5A in that situation.
Yeah, 5A or 5B, yep.
There we go.
Nice!
3C also works, I guess.
Oh no! That's a huge punish and most likely go round. CS for meter first? That was not CS for meter, okay.
Yeah, that was going to be awkward. Maybe CS into a jump out is like what you would do in that situation. Because normally you wait for a pin to come online there. But
yeah, that TK skewer after FFA is plus, so I have to be really careful.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is really rough position. 50-50 setup. Yep.
Yeah, with the triple overhead.
Triple overhead.
And nice adjustment because of the grid break. Ooh.
Gets caught by a single pin or a spear.
You know, before we kind of noticed 2 straight dominating rounds in that perfect. Now we got a 2-1 swing. Giuseppe might have wanted to go to character select himself.
This matchup is incredibly snowballing. I would say it's a little bit easier for Hilda to get the ball rolling, since Hilda does dominate from neutral immediately. So it requires a lot of patience from Byakuya, and the patience could end up leading to you getting opened up, right? Like, you're giving more chances to Hilda on offense, so it naturally just means she gets to open you up more. But yeah. Giuseppe gets the cycle.
Yeah, one of the things that I do want to quickly mention is, nice anti-air hit on the 2C. Hilda has to make adjustments to you dash blocking. So dash blocking between her strings is actually one of the things that is really beneficial for you in the long run. I think we saw early where dash B missed because Giuseppe wasn't in the range where they thought they were going to be. Okay, good late tech. Anti-dis, yeah, you have to hold this. Yeah, so dash blocking, when you have the opportunity, like just like that, but he protected himself.
Yeah, but this Oki situation is gonna be good. Back tech, okay, goes for 60C.
That was force function that came out from Lotus.
Yeah. Okay, web. He's not gonna have another. He's not gonna have enough meter if he gets the throw combo. But a setup is a setup. Oh no!
That is one of Royal's weaknesses, actually. He's very weak to stand tech, and that's fine on the trade, but he gets opened up. Oh my god! Yeah, that's a whiff punish.
Yeah, anti-dis is anti-dis is especially or not very good if you do it from if you don't clear the top web because you'll just stand into it and then you'll get hit. Yeah.
2C was probably 3C. You have to. Yeah, that was a good whiff because if he got shielded, he was going to get pushed into that ground web. Good awareness, but it still didn't pay off. Giuseppe running with it.
Oh, what's the throw? Mistimes. Oh, Stantex gets hit by the web.
Uh-oh.
One more web Oki. Oh no, misses the Giuseppe was going for the clear Vorpal web Oki. Yeah, but messed it up.
Yeah, we're gonna concentrate instead. Set up.
Nice
You have to hit him here. Yeah, got him with the low. You're still not going to quite get there. I know Royal does have, Lotus does have some reset routes.
Meter. Oh no, the dead zone of 2C. Forward, yeah, text forward and then Lotus presses 2C and 2C whiffs. So we got game 5 and Giuseppe is taking a bit of a breather. It was a scramble fest, but he managed to clutch it out. So we got game 5. So we'll see. I think round start is really important here, right? Like who's gonna be more aggressive and who's scared, right? Who's not scared in game 5, right? So let's see who's not scared.
Yeah, with the exception of the second throw, I was going to say that I think Giuseppe has weathered his round starts pretty well, but okay, nice. From downtown, that was very plus. We've seen Lotus a little bit more aggressive now. He's trying to up the pace, I think, against Giuseppe. Because Giuseppe's been pretty patiently waiting his turn through some of these sequences.
Wow. Oh, tries to crush a shield attempt to try to get the cycle last second. A good awareness by Lotus. Oh,
Yep. Again, Hilda has to be pretty particular in her spacing, more than you would think. So Giuseppe not dash blocking, or maybe a normal not quite coming the way that they thought.
Oh no! Tries to mash like a 5A or something. Is counter hit by the force function. Oh, one web.
Oh, that one web was not good enough of a setup.
Giuseppe went for throw, and then Lotus just swung up. That's the classic mix-up. Back spike, CS, assault,
Side
crossover.
switch.
Yeah.
Crossover into the low. It's very slow, but it will get you the first time you see it.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice stagger on that. You have to wait it out. He thought he could press something, since that's pretty minus. It's like minus 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we gonna spin some meter? No.
Oh no! Oh, mess up the dash block or something. I don't know, but gets hit by the spears. This is a lot of damage.
Yeah, good.
Overhead.
So, nice swing back. The first round of that last game was really tumultuous. I think if Giuseppe... Honestly, I think if Giuseppe did a better setup, like that was game.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me is, like, again, Giuseppe saw blood in the water and went for the throw. You have the Hilda in the corner. You have at least one web on top. She has to stand up to clear it so that she can't wake up anti-dispersion, right? Like anti-dis. Really, you just have to be willing to be more patient. And with Lotus's experience, Lotus has been in that situation so many times versus other like top tier Byakuya players in North America, right? Like we have Masoma and like a bunch of other great Byakuya players, and Lotus like sensed that Giuseppe like saw blood in the water and was like, "You're gonna go for this throw." Like I knew you're gonna go for this throw. I'm just gonna mash. Why not? Like like had the read, got rewarded, right? So while it was a little bit of mind games, I think it wouldn't have hurt Giuseppe to play a little slower, especially with Hilda in the corner, right? I think that was like the biggest thing.
One of those neurons activating moments. It's like you absolutely know that like if I just throw him into this web, I literally win. Like if I throw him into this web, I win, and we move on into the next round. But these experienced players, because like Lotus has seen 3 web setups a million times. So if you just have that one web there, it's just like, well, I wonder what you're going to do, right? So, it didn't pay off. Maybe, like you mentioned, if Giuseppe slows down just a little bit, he gets another stand tech. Because again, he was obliterating him for stand tech situations in the rounds that he won. But we will kind of move past that and adjust into Gordo versus Nanase. Another one of these matchups where Gordo is like these mid-range characters setting up situations that my slow buttons can't do too much about. I know through talking to Nanase players and talking to some Gordo players, tip Sword Car, and I know Wish knows the spacing, tip Sword Car for plus frames or neutral frames into just smashing 5A or 5 or 2A. It's very difficult for Gordo to deal with. On the flip side, it's not like Nanase can really set up fireballs super well. He has so many answers for that. He has to navigate Nanase really just putting him in a mid-range like jail situation.
Yeah. Like 2C rebeat, like 2B, no cancel, walk back, bait the... Because what is Gordo gonna press? 5C? No. Right?
Slow.
Yeah, way too slow. Like the go-to Gord buttons for like mashing out are maybe like 2B, 2C, and like 3C, right? Typically, Nanase, if they space themselves out from the most common one, which is 2C, Gord is just like, can you please just run to me so I can just mash 2C and hit you, please?
Yeah.
Right.
Or he has to bet with 3C, and if he bets with 3C and gets counter hit by 5B, things get really awkward really fast. So he
Just
challenged
like that,
him
yeah.
2v with punish.
Yeah.
He missed the delayed jump. And so did Noctis. Okay. So
A little bit of a scramble.
now goes to Noctis. Cycle to Noctis. Yep.
Safe jump maybe? I don't know what that was, but wow, backdash Reaper. I don't know if that was a punish, but maybe it was.
Yeah. Okay, so first one comes out again. The dash low goes over that. All right. So EX Fireball.
Wow.
TK.
Oh, wow, nice 3C.
Yeah, very good 3C. So meter to wish, pretty close. Yeah.
Oh, tries to
Wanna
backdash.
slide.
Tip so car.
Yeah, tip sword car. That awkward situation, but assimilation. It gets thrown on his own Okizumi into the so there's the cycle swing.
Oh, reset.
Okay. So
Maybe
wish
bail off.
into meter. This is the setup.
50-50, yeah, the 50-50 setup. Yeah, I don't, the patented 2 GB setup, I'm pretty sure, right? 2 GB uses the most from NorCal, right?
Unfortunately, he missed the IC JC. I think meter spin at the end of that was going to be the end. And he should be able to concentrate to... Oh no, just extend your dash, but the backdash got him into trouble again. Good shielding though. Okay, so what are you gonna do? A lot of resources, but 4B. Uh-oh.
Counter hit 4B. Gets a combo.
So what are you gonna do?
Careful, force function, he has whoopable. Dash 2B!
Dash 2B and the backward movement from Noctis ended up losing him that last cycle.
Wish is like a reaction to seeing a whiffed nail, rusty nail force function, is to dash up in 2B. So, while it's not actually a whiff punish, Wish isn't actually making there in time, that's just Wish's like default like, you know, reaction to doing it. Yeah. So maybe Noctis can use that against Wish. But...
Hopefully. He has to stop getting counter hit by these 2Bs though.
Yeah. Cycle is really close. One shield will do it. Yep. The shield, nice shield by Noctis. So it rewards me the cycle. Yep. Yep. That's the range right there, right? The 2C whiffing, Wish spacing themselves out to that range, making really awkward for Gordon. Nice throw.
What are you gonna do? Guard thrust? No, you can't do that. You gave up your guard thrust. He doesn't have to spend any meter, so 200 on the side of Wish, and now he's on set point.
Oh, getting aggressive. Yeah. Noctis is maybe feeling the pressure or playing with nothing to lose.
Yeah. He would have liked to confirm that 5C counter hit. There we go. I like this route. But he missed the 2D pickup. Okay, there we go.
Nice tech. Nice shield.
Very nice shield. 2B making it very awkward for Gordo here. Yep. Here we go again. Adjusted setup. Whoa! Delay overhead with CS.
It's not a good starter, unfortunately, even on counter hit.
This is guess for game territory. He gave up the deal, and that is it. Wish dominating. Nice 2-0 finish. We're going to get a rematch, I think, of winners semifinals. You got FX Buster versus Wish. Hopefully we'll see Wish kind of put into practice these anti-Byakuya strategies. You know, 2B looks to be his general answer against kind of a lot of like walkback. And Byakuya is very good at walkback with punishes. Instead of kind of playing that stagnant, like, in place, let's fireball, he has to enforce the respect to stop Giuseppe from poking out with some of these jumping normals.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard, because if you preemptive jump and Byakuya doesn't press anything, then he's looking at you like, hey, 5A's here, 5B's here, 3C's here. Let's make this really awkward for you. It's the fun interplay between this matchup.
Yeah. So we will need our competitor at Giuseppe has entered the lobby. It will be a first to 3 losers final. So winner will be fighting Lotus in Grands.
I'd like to do a quick shout out to the match arena. We're up to close to $50 now, 49 exactly. You know, we got the donation code LKO43Uni. Please, you know, support our players. with additional funding.
Mm-hmm.
So like Zach in the Box was we got Tugboat with the $10 donation, Zach in the Box with 10, a lot of 50-cent donation, Teku with the $15 donation. Thank you. You know, he's holding it down real well in the Puerto Rican scene. Looking forward to that. Okay, so it looks like our players really rushed into this, so let's go ahead and switch our screen back into Game 1 of Ethics Buster versus Wish, Part 2.
I think Wish is on a bit of a hot engines are revved up or something like that. Yeah, I think Wish's offense was definitely like working, so maybe Wish, once they get started, will run offense really well.
You can tell, especially with Giuseppe here, he respects Giuseppe like just doing nothing a lot. And Byakuya is not necessarily a character at round start that wants to dash at you. His offensive options are like kind of weak when it comes to face up,
Yeah.
like decision making. And Nadase's I don't think is particularly weak. She can kind of challenge you with like 5B. Okay, CS,
6 frames, pretty fat.
Yeah, both of them have the far 6 framers.
Oh, whiffs the throw and gets thrown instead. Shield suit, yeah, that one shield, yeah, it gets cycle.
Unfortunate because he was thrown out of the corner with punish.
Yeah, could have definitely could have gone for like a 2B or a 2C, but hey, damage is damage, right? Oh, nice pick up. That's 2 bounces. Oh, okay, 2 prorated.
Yeah.
Nice cycle. Yeah,
I
cycle.
think maybe he could have used C sword dive and that would have killed. That's a lot of damage at the end actually.
Oh, 2B.
Now you don't have resources until the dash up 2B.
Yeah. 200 meter Byakuya. One hit means it's web time.
Yep.
Pokes out.
He's dashing into that. That's the range that you were talking about. That 2B range right here.
Yeah.
That's where you can start jumping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of these characters want to press their low buttons because they're extremely good, so jumping over them is a really good reward if you have the read. Whoa, 6xb meaty just hits? Uh-oh. Web time.
Yep.
So it'll be a 2-web setup most likely. Oh, it doesn't get the jump over. Nice dash block!
Yeah, very good fuzzy dash block. Okay.
Awkward. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Okay, so that jump that we talked about paid off here. It even caught the dash block coming from Giuseppe. Ooh, okay. So
Yeah, that was a good dash under to punish the landing, yeah. Okay, delay overhead, plus frames. Oh! Veil
Okay,
off.
Veil off. So one of the strategies that you can do to bait Veil off, because it's so slow, most characters can do like a mini offensive OS. You can do, you know, up 1A, Plink D.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can do 1A, Plink D to slow down yourself, you know, just in case the Veil off comes out. And if it does come out, you're going to block. Obviously, you're holding 1. You're going to block the VO. Most 2As have low enough recovery to block VO, like on reaction. And not to say it's definitely one of them that does that.
Yeah, because Veil Off is 20 frame start.
Yep.
And most 2As will recover before 20 frames. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see more of that 5B from Wish, like especially right there.
Yeah.
You know, that situation right outside of Byakuya's 5A, 5B is extremely strong there. So like right there, yep.
Yeah,
we've
right there. It's 8
right
frames.
on time.
It'll be Byakuya's a 9 frame 2B. Yep.
Yep. Tried to get
no.
the switch confirmed. EXDP, but if he just decided to do 3C instead, I'm pretty sure that's the round. Okay.
Doesn't do the overhead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nope.
TRM? Nice. Oh no.
The 1AD. So Ethics Buster on the back foot here. I think Wish kind of playing hot and playing through losers. Oh, never mind. Oh,
That's a starter.
yeah, that's a very. Oh,
Oh
no. So Giuseppe, unfortunately, getting kicked back to the room. What happened? So what is the what's the ruling on that? I feel like that's probably game to Wish, right? take a quick look at the game chat. So Giuseppe looks like he was the only one to get kicked. So, oh, okay. Giuseppe will just take the loss. So it is 2-0. It's very unfortunate. Especially off of such a good starter. He was about to swing that, I think, to 1-1. I'm going to go ahead and move this to 2-0 for Wish. Giuseppe behind the 8 ball now.
Yeah, unfortunate technical difficulties in our current, environment. It is how it is.
We can't even really replay from there because Wish had a round already.
Yeah. So, but Giuseppe has agreed to, or has said that they will take the game loss. So the score count will be 0-2 in Wish's favor.
So I think with him being now down 2 games in the hole, I think we might see some more kind of aggressive round starts from Byakuya. Some dash up. I'd like to see actually from Byakuya maybe if Wish is giving you enough space to jump, maybe a deep dash 5A to start things, 5A, 5C, because you're saving a lot of your B button cancels there.
Yeah.
I think you can definitely get Wish to start biting on a couple things. Yeah. So he jumped there. Yeah. So already we're seeing Giuseppe kind of challenge that neutral space. The trade on the 5B ended up working out well.
Cycle's gonna go to before. Oh, 66 starter. Oh, doesn't get the thing. Doesn't get the follow up. Like it's falling JB counter hit.
Still quite good. Yeah, you probably don't see us there. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a true punish or anything because Noctis can force function cancel her 6-6.
Normally, I think that would be -5. Yeah, CS to make sure that that's visible.
CS is yeah.
Yeah. But he still gets to cycle back with the assault. Okay.
Oh, nice group break. Unfortunately, not the most damage. But we get a setup, and that's all that matters for Beyond. Yep. A high counter.
Force function, I have to think. He was trying to fly through the web.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, if you do hit Nanase out of her force function float, it is high counter state. It's counted as a special in that situation. Nice side switch. Are we gonna see some meter? Yep.
Our knockdown. Oh, text forward. Oh, that field is punished.
Yeah. 3C, you can actually pretty safely use your anti-air button once you've shielded Byakuya. He cannot land in time. Or he cannot do a second action, excuse me.
Oh, nice 3 cat, but doesn't get a counter hit, no.
Yeah. You have to jump that, mess around, Wish on set point. Both players have full meter, so, Byakuya can string this into a round himself. Okay. Oh, you can't attack in that situation. Wish is very good at challenging that, too. And so, I think he potentially missed his... Oh, what was he hitting there? 5A?
Try to punish the 6B, but doesn't get it.
Game territory. Yeah, he got hit by the float high, and Wish riding the momentum off of the previous round, finishing it up. And that's 3-0 to Wish.
Yeah. Despite the unfortunate, the game loss for Giuseppe, I think Wish made a good adjustments on offense. The biggest thing, because Giuseppe took it over Wish in the upper bracket, in the winners bracket, but Wish took it over this time. Wish made good adjustment on offense and wasn't too greedy for running the super fast paced rebeat pressure 2B 2C rebeat 2B 2C constantly, right? And just getting counter poked by Byakuya because Giuseppe would just commit. And then obviously Byakuya would get more reward because it's Byakuya. Wish was more willing to just end the string and maybe just walk back or reset to neutral. And I really like that adjustment from Wish. Didn't overextend versus Byakuya and give Byakuya the hits that Byak needs sometimes.
Yeah, especially since Byakuya, we mentioned it before, Byakuya is not the best character at challenging you face to face.
Yeah.
I think Wish was a little bit more insistent in using his 5B there. He was using 5B force function cancel to set up fireballs. He made it really uncomfortable for Giuseppe to want to start to push 6-6C, because that's one of the adjustments that Byakuya can make for further reaching like fireballs. He can kind of blow up those.
Yep.
But let me send a shout out to the team real quick. Burr, are we running ads? This is grand finals now. Are we gonna do a second? Okay. You might want to make an adjustment to the room so it doesn't auto pass for me because it will next pass to Wish and Royal. Or Lotus rather. Okay. So we're going to run some ads. These should be familiar since we ran them before top 6.
New local merch. Yeah, Midwest kick it store. Get the Midwest shirt. You know, I actually really like the design, the color and the slashes. I just really like the overall logo. I really like that one. EX Saturdays, a low kick podcast. Saturdays at 5 p.m. Central. Right, that'd be what 4 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. EST. I forget.
EST, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific.
Yep. And then support low kick the TLs and the streamers. Consider donating. All donations go right directly to the team, so we could constantly produce and give you guys these tournaments for you guys to watch. Check the Matcherino, support the prize pools over at Matcherino.com. Use LKL43Uni to donate to the pot. We already have $49. Let's try to get that to 50. Whenever we can. And then we have Fighting Herds on Tuesdays, Local 45. On the 10th, we'll be running Fighting Herds. So if you play them Fighting Herds, make sure you enter that bracket for Tuesday. And then we have Power Rangers Battle for the Grid on Fridays, Local 44 on the 6th. So if you play that game, make sure you get some practice in, because I know the next slide is going to be the Battle for Grid League. It's a league stop for the 2 games, 1 huge tournament. GameWorks Fall Fights 2020, produced by Low Kick eSports. It has a $500 prize pool, and you can get some league points. And they're also running Fighting Herds with a $500 prize pool. It'll be on November 21st, so make sure if you guys play any of these 2 games, you guys enter that. Right?
For Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Get some extra money for the turkey.
Exactly. Get the money and the turkey.
Yeah.
Or get the money to buy the turkey. And please look into Transcontinental Transco Transmission. Lunar Phase Production is going to be working with the South American scene, and they're going to be doing a collab, and we're going to be running Uni, Under Night, and Melty. So if you are in any of those regions, please look into entering this. It is unfortunately region locked, but if you go to the information and see if you are in the region, then please consider entering it. We would like to get as many people in the tournament as possible. I will be commentating it as well, so look forward to seeing all you competitors there.
I'm going to see if I can also commentate that one.
And then Downtown Beatdown online tournament hosted by CIFGC. On the 14th, they're going to be running Guilty Gear Xrd, PC and PS4. The times are at 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. PC and PS4 respectively. And on the 15th, they're going to be running Dragon Ball Z Fighters. On the 15th for PS4 and PC, the times are up above 3 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. It's going to be Match Arena sponsored, and it's free to enter. So join the Discord and sign up for the information. Look at the rules, and look to see you there.
You killed it, man. It's hard to solo that for sure. But we are now transitioning into our grand finals. Wish, riding the hot hand coming from losers and winners semifinals. His path was 2-0 over Havard, 2-0 over Noctis, and he was kind of dominating up to the point where the disconnect happened, but he had a 3-0 over Ethics Buster. I know that he has a bit of difficulty with with Lotus. Again, that is a pretty common final in the Chicagoland area tournaments. So we're going to see what sort of adjustments that Wish is going to be able to make this time. I wonder what character actually Lotus is going to start. He does have a tendency to want to try new characters, like I mentioned before. He has an Akatsuki, he has a Phonon, he has an Orie, he has Hilda. I think he might have played Enkidu at some point or another. You're always in for a surprise, I think, with him.
Okay. I would imagine. Wow, Mika. Okay.
Mika-chan. And
Nanase for Wish. Okay, yeah, selecting a color. I really like that program.
Nanase, excuse me. Wish does have Aline. Aline is his sub character. However, I think it's quite wise to keep riding your hot hand character. You don't really want to switch it up. Okay. We saw the different part. We saw Mika's part.
Yeah, no. We don't go to that the kids playground. We go to the adult playground, the adult park.
The gazebo. I'm interested in that.
All
And
right.
I'm interested in this matchup. This is one that I feel like we don't get to see too much.
I don't see this one very often, to be honest. So, jump to C.
Dueling ICJC.
Oh, nice shield. Doesn't get the punish. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay, so first big real start for Lotus.
Yeah. DPs immediately. Oh no, timing gets counter hit by 2B. Drops the combo, unfortunately. Double overhead, nice block. Oh, great shield break.
Shield, yeah. So yo, drop kick, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't quite throw it down.
Yeah, that string.
That one did broken.
Yeah, exactly. That string is generally very prone to getting shielded and getting Mika killed. But hey, if your opponent doesn't have access to grid, then no shield. Wow. Sword card pass through with punishes the 2A with sword card again.
Walk back. Actually, Mika is probably a character, even though she does have like 5 BB as an answer, she does struggle with fireballs. Nice EXDP. So I'm going to be really interested to see how Lotus makes the adjustment to Nanase setting up fireballs. Instead, you know, the 3C anti-air was not online, gets counter-poked.
Yeah. Mika has really fast buttons too, so in fighting Mika sometimes, don't be surprised if you get mashed out. Her 2B is now 6 frames, and her 5B was always 7 frames. Right.
Quite strong. It's not as long as Wagner's and Akatsuki's are.
Yeah. Nice throw.
Nice.
One hit.
Yeah.
Will Wish overextend or just keep the corner position. Oh, Jay! Nice tech. Oh, goes for the throw, gets it. Lotus was not ready for that one.
One round apiece. Mita looking good for both situations, or for both characters. Okay, nice 214X. This is a very strong start.
Yeah. That 5BB from Mika is also particularly probably useful in this matchup due to its ability to erase projectiles. The second part, the cannon blast.
I think it is also susceptible to getting EX sword card because the 5BB does count as a projectile. Oh, very aggressive with the DP.
Very aggressive. 3C counter hit starter. I don't know how good of a. Oh, that probably wasn't for the combo. There was probably a lot more unfortunate drop. Oh, pass through.
He wanted the double sword card in there. That is a fair amount of damage for her.
Cycle to Lotus.
Cut the backstep.
Command grab CS is on deck, and that does about 5k if it lands. It needs to be really careful. Oh,
no, the dash B kills the 2B. Yeah, he's just gonna make it simple.
Yeah,
you could the EX missile and that was going to kill, but you know, Lotus is like, I'm not going to have that drop.
Yeah. Or we can press ABC and then press it again.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good comp.
Yeah. It's the best in there in the game.
Yeah.
It's almost undroppable.
Almost undroppable.
Okay.
Dash B comes over, or jumps back, makes it whiff. Mika's dash B is very hard to deal, like, hard to footsies, honestly. That button is so active. It's like 8 frame startup and it's active for like 11 frames or something. It's pretty...
I see adjustment from Lotus shooting for dropkick over anticipated lows. He's dropped the combo twice, unfortunate. Oh wow, gold throw. He's dropped the combo twice, unfortunately, but the idea is correct, I think.
Oh yeah, that's gonna air tech ender, yeah. This is a real scramble fest. Oh, shield punish!
Yeah. Could've got a stronger punish, but you take what you can get.
And what we get is a reset. We get a reset, and it's probably gonna kill with 200 meter IWEX. Doesn't go for it. Might be a little greedy. Okay, gets around anyway and saves the meter. What do I know? Good job.
He had orange health, so 2 supers would have, I think, killed that.
Oh. Jump forward, jump C increase. A very common meta option, I would say, at least in North America. A lot of Mikas like to use jump C increase.
Shield is a good way to combat that because that locks her out of her other options. Nice
Overhead.
slow overhead.
That's one ground bounce to use, which has to counter bounces properly. Drops the combo, unfortunately. Meaty 6 speed.
That should be it.
Yeah, that should be the round.
So that was pretty scrambly, pretty fast game, but Lotus immediately locking into retry. Maybe he thinks Mika is equipped for this. I think if Rich calms down, he is. He can't afford to. Ooh, that was almost a cool confirm with a falling JC into JA. He almost got to pick up the 2A.
These are very scrambly situations that Wisher is losing out on. These constant air tech combos, and then like, yeah, like it feels like Lotus is really dictating the pace with these like air techs, and then like, yeah, I see like constant like air tech combo enders into triple overhead, CS. Gets thrown.
Yeah, Wish I think is really just getting scrambled. Is like
it's getting overwhelmed. Either has to match the pace, which can be hard versus Mika, or pace down the opponent. Oh my, just attacks.
I think that sort of situation we just saw, where his 2A he threw after that.
Yeah.
I don't think you can pace down this. At least not in the middle of a game. Yeah, we're gonna make this nice and simple. If I was Wish, I would go back to the character select. I think things are going way too fast. And he's going right into it.
Opts to go straight into it.
So this is his last chance. Are we going to see the pace up or are we going to see the pace down?
Okay, wow, round start Tornado versus Mika 66B, but Mika 66B is 8 frames. So
214B is not 8 frames.
yeah.
So now he's already in the corner. We're going to get another air tech in there? No, okay. Pretty consistent. Okay. Nice. I like the delay 214. He has to be mindful of the cycle.
Overhead.
Yeah, very good block on the overhead.
Yeah, Frosty the overhead gets the punish. Overhead.
Again.
That's definitely the round. Oh, okay. Not confident with the routing. Chooses to spend the meter. There's nothing wrong with that. Secure the round.
Yeah, I mean, he was the round away from securing the tournament here.
Backdash, backdash, missile.
Yeah, the scramble definitely working out for Lotus, doing re-jump routes and basically able to do anything he wants at this point.
Tries to mash on wake up on drop scramble, but is now wishes in control of the scrambles. Metered ender, I would assume. Yes. Overhead, overhead.
Oh, he didn't pick that. Okay, so that still works out. He has to end his combo if he wants to make sure he gets the cycle, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
The neither player gets the cycle, and Mika has a very big lead going into the next cycle. So 360 is the game.
Has meter, has CS.
What are you gonna do?
Okay.
Play stab.
Single overhead.
Oh, okay. Whew, Wish keeps himself alive. That's really scary.
Here is roughly even. Oh. Maybe.
Yeah, that stab is actually air unblockable. It's air unshieldable too, I believe. Yeah, no tech into EXTP. Side switch. That's very nice.
Yeah, attempts to shield but catches the landing with 5A and gets a combo. Cycle to wish for sure. Fireball Oki. Okay, just poking. Oh, tries to do sword card. No cancel, take turn. Using the respect of the stab, but Lotus doesn't care.
Yeah, Mika has 2 5-framers and a 6-framer. You can be certain, nice anti-air 5BB. You can be certain that Mika's going to press something if they feel like they can.
And grab and slip DP on the J whiff. Yo,
Not dead, not dead, not dead. No CS, no CS. Can't continue the combo.
Oh no!
FJ command grab doesn't time the button.
Yeah. And then does it again.
And then
Scramble Master, BloomingLotus, takes low kick online 43 with Mika-chan. Mika-chan Saikyo with the win.
Recently picked up by Neo Celeste Gaming as well.
That was quite an ending to quite a grand finals. That's really all I can say. Like, BloomingLotus really pushed the pace, and Wish was not able to keep up with it. And sometimes, if you can't deal with your opponent's pace, you get drowned out by the wave.
It's true. So yeah, congratulations to Lotus.
Yep.
And I think that wraps it up for us. Any closing thoughts?
I feel like this event, for a lot of the people, kind of been losers, with the exception of I think even including Ethics Buster, aka Giuseppe, there were a lot of like near misses. You know, even with Wish, we saw like basically consistent combo drops in every game. Giuseppe was maybe missing some web enders. I think Noctis had a couple drops on his side switch routing. You know, those sort of things end up adding up over time. I would say Lotus ended up being the beneficiary of what we call safe drops. But aside from that, I want to say like Lotus was probably the most solid in operating from a scramble, finishing his combos and things like that. I thought the level of play was like pretty high, like even all the way down to Shining Sphere versus Cow. Like we saw just like some near, like it really shows, especially with the skill level density, that like one or two mistakes is like the difference between you winning and losing a set in Under Night. So for the players who were not quite fortunate to come out on the winning end, maybe a little bit more diligence in the lab. You can review the set. I think both Gossett and I, had some key insights, like versus Byakuya, that they can take to apply for the next time around. What about you? Do you have any closing thoughts?
I think overall, yeah, other than the drops, as you said, I think I would say a few notable things I saw is like, I think specifically like Havard and Wish, maybe like the trigger on the reversal needs to be like toned down a bit. You have to be willing, like Under Night is a game where you have to be willing to block for sure. I would say that generally most players had like good awareness of the cycle, so they were playing for the cycle, but sometimes giving away the cycle in a key moment in the round can make or break it. So really paying attention to the cycle is worth a lot. So I think those are like my big things. But overall, it was like a good tournament. Giuseppe got really close to beating Lotus in Winners Finals. Unfortunate tournament events for Giuseppe in Losers Finals, but hey, it happens. It's net play, fortunately. But other than that, yeah, I got nothing really. Midwest is still looking pretty strong, and the players are getting better though, so that's good to see.
Excited to see, we're going to take a month, and in December, before, it's going to be quite a bit before Christmas, at least 3 weeks or so. We'll be back on a Tuesday for Low Kick Online. It's probably in the 50s, maybe even the 60s by the time that we'll see each other again. But we'll look forward to having you guys sit in. I think there's 43 of you currently. This is actually the first time I pulled up the Twitch stream this time around. Usually I'm a little bit more active in reading that. But again, we'd love to have you. If we can pull you from Guilty Gear, AC plus R, and if you're in the region and you're interested in entering, we've seen a lot of players improve pretty drastically. We're missing a couple people. I think, let me go ahead and navigate to it. Tactic Joker was one of our guys that usually shows up. I think Flank ended up being kind of busy this time. Flank had that strong showing last month, where he nearly, I think, beat. Who did he nearly beat? I think it was Spinach that he almost beat.
Yep, almost beat Spinach. Spinach chipped them out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. That was really close. Well, and speaking of Spinach,
Spinach was last low kicks champion, and they didn't have the time. Unfortunately, they were very busy with real life things. But hopefully, yeah, we can get even more players on the next one. Get a nice stacked bracket, right?
I think we've continued, by hook or crook, our general trend of the previous winner of the month not winning the next one. We have no repeat winners yet. I think our previous winners have been Duesta, Spinach. Did Untold get one? I know Lotus just got one. I think, was it just the three, or did Spinach perhaps win 2 times?
I am.
Yeah, they weren't consecutive. It was Spinach, I think, won our first one over Duesta, and then I think Duesta defeated me the month after that. Spinach won again, and now Lotus has taken it. So we don't have consecutives, Hopefully, someone else, Wish or Havard or Giuseppe could take their turn this time, or Flank, for all we know, if he decides to show up next time. But I think that's enough for us. Thank you again for spending your evening with us. Burr, thank you for having us, and thank you to the Low Kick staff as usual. I'll be signing off on behalf of Sugoi Factory. I'm Jushichi, and this is...
I'm Gosura. Good night, everybody.
Take care.